Muzoon, a Syrian refugee speaks out by Muzoon Almellehan and Wendy Pearlman, is a story unlike any other. This is the tale of a Syrian refugee turned United Nations ambassador for Goodwill. This is the story of a girl who carved her own path in life. And this is a story of perseverance. After all, change doesn't come when you do nothing. Change happens when you're determined, persistent, and when you stand up against all odds, against all beliefs, for the greater good. This is the story of Muzoon, a hero for so many, and the true changemaker. Muzoon's story begins not when she first started fighting for her life, rather before all the conflicts in Syria. Muzoon's family taught her that no matter what your gender, education comes first, before marriage and anything else. And Muzoon carries this message with her wherever and whenever she goes. Muzoon wasn't always the smartest kid in class, but like I mentioned before, she is determined. You could find her practicing verse or poems for hours at a time, so it wasn't until disaster struck that she found herself truly understanding the meaning behind the words she had studied so hard. It was called the Arab Spring. Communities and entire countries began to fight back against their ruthless leaders. They wanted freedom, and they were ready to fight for it. Many countries reached their goal, but for other countries like Muzoon's Syria, it wasn't so easy. The protests began far away from Muzoon's home, but they spread like wildfire. And speaking of fire, many protesters faced open fire from the government's army. It was March 15, 2011 when the revolution began. And even today, Syria still isn't free. Muzoon, a Syrian refugee speaks out, is an incredible story of one young woman using her voice to speak up about the importance of education, no matter the gender, and how her words helped change the course of so many lives, especially those of young women. Muzoon is a true hero who defied the odds to do the right thing, to change minds and beliefs. Muzoon is a true hero who defied the odds to do the right thing, to change minds and beliefs. I was recommended to read Muzoon's story, and I loved it so much, and now I'm recommending it to you. Teachers, librarians, and middle grade book enthusiasts will be so inspired reading about this courageous young woman's journey. Muzoon, a Syrian refugee speaks out, is the story of all of us changemakers' hearts.